you have all these expectations of how you expect your life to be. Without the knowledge that you have, where will you be? People think that starting over or reinventing yourself implies failure. Yeah. I still hadn't learned those life lessons all the way in my 20s.
My girlfriend, that through thick and thin. My girlfriend.
Hey, girlfriends! Welcome to Girlfriends Unscripted. Somewhere in your 30s, you realized it's not about starting over, it's about being honest with yourself. Life has shifted, motherhood, heartbreak, career changes, loss, growth, all of these things play a part in who you are. And the woman that you're becoming just doesn't fit your old lifestyle. This episode is for the women that feel themselves changing and are finally ready to own it. Not apologizing, not explaining, just evolving. If you're in a season of reinvention, then this episode is for you. Let's get into it, girlfriends. So, a lot of times, I think that people think that reinvention means like to completely forget about your who you've been or who you are, or just you have to start over to reinvent yourself. But that's not really true. And when you reinvent yourself, I feel like it has a lot more to do with growth. Going from who you used to be into who you are, like as an adolescent or like a young adult, you're one type of person, like you're young minded. But when you reinvent yourself, you grow up, you see things different. Yeah, like this is not me starting over. This is me upgrading. Like Beyonce used to say, let me upgrade you. Sometimes we got to take the time to upgrade ourselves. And if we find that we're stagnant or stuck in a place, then we need to evolve. Not erase our past, but just evolve into something new. And I think that you can feel it too. You can kind of feel in your insides that, okay, this something gotta change. Something gotta give. Like I can't keep doing this. Yeah, because you keep falling into like the same old traps, the same old things. If you never grow, you're gonna stay stagnant or stay where you are in life and in lessons too. So I think like there's a difference between reinventing and starting over. Starting over means that you have like this empty slate. You don't have any of your past experiences. You don't have like, you can't be the same person that you were when now you're married, or you can't be the same person that you were because now you have kids. So you just evolve into who you're going to be. Yeah, you don't have to forget like what you went through, because those things have made you who you are, really. And I think a lot of times people think that starting over or reinventing yourself implies failure. Yeah. Because when you think about starting over, when you have to start something over, like if you're going to do a task and something happens or you mess up, like the 50 scratch takes that we had to do for this episode. Just kidding, it was only 3. But like you start over, that has a negative implication that that's something negative that's happening because you're starting over. Yeah, but every 3 of them takes, make sure we got it on that 4th one. Yes. But yeah, reinvention honors that what you survived. You know, you've been through HE double hockey sticks and back, and now you out. You feeling, you feel new. You feel fresh. Like if I can weather that storm, I can weather anything, and that just makes you stronger. Or you may have been weak, or you may have been like, weak minded or whatever. Yeah. But going through everything that you went through just, makes you come out a better person, or you come out stronger. And so when you're able to reinvent yourself, it's like you're giving honor to what you survived. People can see what all you survived. And I survived all of that, and now I'm a better person. I'm a new person. And it's not like all that was a waste. Yeah, like people like to think that, I wasted all this time. I know, I remember like, it's probably funny, but it ain't funny. But when you be like, I need my years back. All my time I wasted with you, or all this time I wasted doing that, or don't want them back. But you feel like it was a waste of time. Yeah, but if you think about it, if you get those years back without the knowledge that you have, where will you be? You're gonna be in the same predicament with the new person. I needed all of that to be to grow from those experiences.
Yeah, because nothing you lived was wasted. Everything you lived brought you to who you are today. You couldn't be who you are today if you didn't go through everything that you went through. And so I think that that's important to just give our experiences, give our trials, give our tribulations, give it place.
Yeah.
Because there is a place for that. And while some of it may seem like, dang, I didn't want to go through that, or why did I have to go through that? That all shapes you into who you're gonna be in your 30s.
You needed those things. You needed those things to be the woman that you are, or the woman that you becoming. You like without those things, you just won't be a better version of yourself.
Yeah. I used to think when I was maybe like 16 or 15 or whatever, I used to think like 30 was the age. That was the age you had to have it all together. Everything was going to be perfect. I used to really, honestly, I thought 20 was that age.
Yeah.
And then when I got like 17, 18, I started to realize 20 was not that age.
Not gonna make it.
Yeah, that not going to be right there. You know what I'm saying? And then I think also that you set all these expectations for yourself at a young age, at 16, at 17. You have all these expectations of how you expect your life to be and how you want your life to be. But the reality of everything is that you are not in control of your life and the situations that you go through in life that will shape you. And 20 is just the start.
Yeah.
It's not even, you haven't even lived enough life.
Freedom.
At 20.
You haven't even had the freedom of from being a teenager versus being 20. So you don't know. You haven't had no, like, you always had your parent to be like, oh, you can't do that, or you can't you can't make that mistake. So when you after you become 20 or 18 or 19, when you feel like you're grown, you're living on your own, that's when you start to go through the things that you're going to go through to shape you into who, you know, the next version of yourself. You have to literally experience that without anybody holding your hand through that.
I think there's this stigma that this generation, they want to grow up so fast. They want to have all X, Y, and Z accomplished so fast. Like there's a timeline, but there's really no timeline. And I'm so glad that I didn't get caught up in the, trying to move so fast and trying to just get everything in the certain time frame that I felt like that should be done. Because now that I'm not even about to say my age, so y'all could stop even thinking I'm about to say that. But anyways, but like now that I'm like older, I realized that if all those things that I did want to happened in that manner, like I wouldn't have got to live life. Like I feel like my 20s, that's when I'm living life. I'm traveling, I'm enjoying, I'm doing all
making
of this.
Mistakes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's when you can make those mistakes. Because once you get older, there is an expectation that you're too old to be doing it.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of glad that life led me to understand and life led me to see that 20s is all right, but really in your 30s, that's when you start to realize who you are, what you want, what you like, what you don't like, what your expectations
and what you're
are.
Not accepting.
And I think that if you're settling beneath all of those expectations, or whether if you're 27, 28, 29, 30, whatever age you are, you need to know what it is that you're okay with, what it is that you're not okay with, what it is that you want for yourself.
I feel like it wasn't even for me in my early 30s. I think it was like around 34, 35 when I realized like, oh, this don't feel good no more. Or this don't, this, because I feel like it was like me having my children so young that I was like, I still hadn't learned those life lessons all the way in my 20s. I didn't. First half of having my kids, right after having my kids, I sat down. I was engaged. I was ready to be married. And, life changed from there. So now I'm into my party stages. Now I'm over 20 a little bit. So for me, I think it was a pushback of those experiences. And so coming into 34, I'm like, that don't sound the same. It don't look the same. Like I'm not going to no club to stand in the middle of the club. Like
feet hurting.
Back in the day, like that was cool.
Yeah.
You got these inches heels on and you standing there all night. Now, like at one point in my 30s, I was like, I'm not going unless I have a section.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna be standing all night.
There.
I'm not dancing all night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, it wasn't the same. So I think it was for me a little bit after my 30s that I started to realize, like, yeah, no, I don't want to do this, or yeah, this doesn't feel good anymore.
And I think, like, even I have a friend, like one of my friends, she's still young, like now, but she got married early. She got married fresh out of high school, maybe 1 or 2 years after high school, and that's because it seemed right. It seemed like that was what she was supposed to do. That's what society tells us we're supposed to do. So she got married, but now because she got married so young, and they're divorced now, but because she got married so young, now she's reliving her 20s because she didn't get a chance to actually fully live them out because she was tied down, or she was committed. She said she was being a wife.
Yeah.
And being a wife is different than you can't be out there doing whatever you feel like you want to do. When you somebody's wife, you got to take care of the house, you got to take care of the home, you got to cook, you got to do all of this stuff. And so I think that for her now, she's kind of trying to reinvent herself, and she's kind of at the end of the 20s, and that's when it happens, when you realize I spent all this time and doing this or doing that, and now I need to find out, who am I?
Yeah. That's where we come in, like, motherhood changes you. Going through breakups, all of that, it changes who you are. It kind of makes you grow. You grow from all of those experiences. And for me, being 15 or 16, or 16 and 18, having my kids so young, it was like I stepped into motherhood right there.
Yeah.
When all my friends were still partying. I stepped into, I have my kid's dad here. All right, I'm 18 now. We're finna get married now, and then life shifted, and it was like, who am I? Where am I? What am I supposed to be doing? Yeah.
And I think, like, for me, I got kids when I was 25, and 25, I think, still is like a young age.
Yeah.
But I also think that 25 did give me the opportunity to experience some things in life. Like, I left for college at 17.
Yeah.
I lived on my own for a couple of years.
Yeah.
But I do think that when I shifted to motherhood, there was no transition season. There was no, like,
it's immediate.
It's immediate, right? So I went from having my own identity to now my identity is these kids. These are my kids. These are my identity, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, starting off, people will always be like when you have friends that don't understand having kids or being a parent, right? You become torn between these two lives, right? So I still was trying to, can y'all watch them? Can y'all trying to keep up with my friends and keep up with them until I had to shift.
Yeah.
There's a shift that has to take place. So I had to shift from being this single adult to now these are little beings, little bodies that are depending on me. So that shift, once that shift happened, now my identity, I identify as a mother, right? And then in those years and going through that, then you go through heartbreak, and then you experience heartbreak, and now you identify as a mother, and now you're a mother that has to hide the pain that she feels from this heartbreak, because now you identify as a mother. So now you can't even process that heartbreak. So now that heartbreak is something that you just holding on, right? And so then you keep going, and then now you got to work, you got to have a career. Now you got all these expectations from a job. And so now you're trying to satisfy those expectations. By the forefront, you're a mother. You've lost your complete identity. You don't even have your own identity anymore, because now all of these things have shaped you. You know what I'm saying?
And you don't return to who you are. You redefine the person that you are.
So it's like, you kind of like redefine who you are. I don't think I started redefining who I was until I fell in love with being a mother. I think that is something that I truly, truly admire. I love it. It's fun. It's a lot of hard work. I mean, what people say is fun, I don't know if people would say motherhood is fun.
Yeah.
But once you master it, once you have it down, and it's always going to be something, because there's always going to be something. Kids are kids. They are crazy. But once you figure that out, and then you also figure out who you are, having those two separate identities in one, I feel like that's when you begin to thrive. That's when you begin to reinvent yourself and find out Who am I?
Mm-hmm.
What do I like?
Like shedding the old you and letting go of that old version of who
Like
you're
I
becoming.
found out before I had kids, my love language was gifts, and I liked when people. I like to give gifts.
Yeah.
So I liked, when people gave me a gift that was thoughtful, gave me a gift that was like, wow, they really thought about me. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm older, I have transformed.
Yeah.
I don't want you to give me no gifts. I'll buy it myself.
Oh.
Can you help me? Can you help me? Not like literally,
yeah,
my
yeah.
love language is acts of service.
Yeah, yeah.
And what can you do for me?
Mm-hmm.
Not like that, because I could buy myself whatever I want to buy myself.
Yeah.
And if you buy me something, that's nice. But what you gonna do also in the meantime? While you buying that, how can you help me? Because that's something that's important to me. Like now I've shifted. I've shifted from this young girl who likes these things or likes to be bought things to this adult who has these responsibilities and would much rather have the services.
I need both.
You could give me both. Actually, do them all. I would love for you to do them all.
Yeah.
But if I gotta pick one, if you want to love me how I want to be loved, give me the acts of service.
Yeah.
I want them all. I would gladly appreciate them all. But at the top of the list, I need you in my age and who I am now. I can't be with nobody that doesn't help me.
Yeah,
that is not a helpmate.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's something that I realized that has changed in me as well. That's something that I'm reinventing. And it's a little bit past 30, but I'm still reinventing myself daily. I'm still trying to figure out who I am daily.
Yeah, me too. I feel like for me, I reinventing myself was like I was a party girl. I wanted to go to the club. I wanted to be outside. I don't want to go nowhere. Like I don't want to be like that's just not fun to me no more. Like it doesn't appease me. It doesn't like let's go to I like to eat.
I love eating.
So let's go sit down and eat.
Yeah.
Let's talk over eating. Like I think that's something that I realized later on in my 30s too. It's like I don't feel like being like outside like that. I want to be inside. It's more peaceful. It's more calm. Like I want to become like I'm becoming more of a calm version of myself versus that turn up girl or that party girl. I don't want to do it no more.
Yeah, and I think the important question is who were you before life happened and who are you now? And just really making that identification will help you to kind of reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
So let's pause. This is not scripted. I just asked that question right now. But who were you before life happened?
I think I kind of touched that. Is I was turned up queen. I'm outside. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and now I'm just at a different place in my life where I want peace. Like I want to lay up. I'm not a movie girl. I'm gonna tell the truth. Like I'm gonna fall asleep on a movie, but I want to just chill. Like I did it. I did all of that. Like it's nothing else to do there. It's the same thing every weekend, same people. So I think that is who I'm reinventing myself. A more calmer life. A more focused on what needs to be done versus outside not caring about nothing that's going on. What about you?
For me, who was I before life happened? I think that life be lifing, right? And so when you think about life happened, there's a lot of happened that life could have happened, right? So each series or each phase of life that happened, I think that I've always been this happy girl. I've always been that person. I'll be smiling when crazy stuff is happening, right? But I feel like in the layers of life that has happened, before I was trying to fit in. I try to fit in with everybody. I try to, if they outside, I'm outside.
Yeah.
And I have that personality to where I can make everybody happy. I can make everybody laugh. I can make everybody. So who I was the party goer.
Yeah.
I was the person that gets the party lit. I was the person that's going to make sure everybody has a good time. And then I went from that season of who I am to now I'm a mother. And now in that season of being a mother, I'm the one that make it happen. My kids call me Miss Make It Happen. I'm going to make it happen no matter what. And I found an identity in that. I found an identity in being everything to my kids.
Yeah.
Right? And it wasn't until recently that when I talk about the house fire, it wasn't until then that I realized my identity was in helping everybody else. My identity was in making sure that everybody else lived a full life.
Yeah.
And that's who I was. And God literally shifted me from being that person. And in every scenario, I was everything to everybody to being everything for God.
Yeah.
And so I think right now in this season, I'm totally committed to being everything to God.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's my best and that's my fullest life. So who I am now is like, I would say like a person that's aware that people are going to be people no matter what, but I can continue to be who I am. So who I am now is a completely different person than I was before. And people know the old you. And I think that people will hold you into a place of being the old you. Like real story time, real quick. I was at a family event, we were there, and I had stopped drinking. And so I wasn't drinking, and I was still getting everybody turned up. I was having everybody dance. We was having a good time. But because I wasn't drinking, one of my cousins told me, ugh, you boring. You don't drink no more. You don't get turned up no more. I can't even remember the exact words, but
I think I do.
It really like triggered me, right? I don't know what she said, but it triggered me at first.
I think she said something like she didn't like this.
She didn't. She said she didn't like the version of me that I was, and that I was boring or something. And so that really just made me go. I just didn't even want to talk to nobody no more because I was kind of like offended. Like, how could you say that I'm not? And then I thought about it. If we were the same person that everybody is expecting us to be, we will never grow. We will never reach our full potential because some people stay the same and they're okay with staying the same.
Yeah.
However, me, I'm reinventing myself. So if that means that I'm going to lose this is like sometimes you have to grieve the loss of the people that you
even of the old version of yourself.
Yeah. You have to grieve the loss.
Sometimes it's a culture shock.
That is actually, you look like you went into culture shock thinking about it.
Like sometimes it's literally you gotta separate. Things is falling off. You like what is really truly going on?
Literally,
you have to grieve that those people. Let it go,
and you have to let it happen. And people act like it's so easy, but it's not. Like grieving the loss of who you used to be.
Like I love to hear my friends say like, I love who you are, or like the person that I've become, or they love that my friend always says it's like how I'm getting through something or something. The old me would have broke down in shambles. Like the new reinvention of myself is like, okay,
yeah, that's what's happening.
That.
I've seen that happen. Like I've seen you transform. Like you've literally gone from I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know this. I don't know that. I gotta figure this out. I mean, God gonna take care of it. It's gonna happen.
Because sometimes I still call one of our other friends and I'll be like, girl, she'll be like, I'm not listening to that because I've literally heard you talk life into yourself. I've heard you talk life into me. Yeah. So I'm not
can't listen to that. And those are the type of friends that you need to have.
Yeah. I do have some people that are like,
keep you down.
What are you gonna do? Yeah. How are you gonna feel about that?
Like, girl, I don't know.
Don't want to hear that. Because in my inside I'm like,
you trying to talk yourself into a good place, right?
So I don't need to know. I don't need you co-signing what's happening or co-signing like the bad part of that. I need you to be like, girl, I see you push through it. I know you're gonna do it. That's it.
Yeah. And that's why I think that they do say that growth requires grief, because those friends that are not fit for this season,
aligned with you.
They're not aligned to this. How can you reinvent yourself, but you still on the same wheel with these old people? So that's why you got to grieve the loss of some of the people that you love. It don't mean that you have no love lost. It don't mean that you feel some type of way about them. It hurts. It truly hurts. Like it would probably bring somebody to tears if I wasn't a thug or whatnot. But like it does hurt to grieve the loss. Like sometimes occasionally I think about the friends that I've lost. I think about because there was a bond, and that bond truly means something to me, and that bond meant something to me. So grieving the loss of those friends because they no longer fit, because they're, as I'm reinventing myself, right? As I'm transforming
bonds
myself.
were to that lifestyle though.
Yes.
They would have never made it in the redefined you. Yeah. They wouldn't have stood a chance in being that friend in that
sorry y'all.
They wouldn't have stood a chance in being that in this moment here, you know. They were good for what they were, and I told you that before. Like they were those people, but you know, the redefined you, they would not even have fit in your bubble or in your box. Like you have no place here. What who are you gonna be? What are you're Debbie Downer? You're always mad. You're negative. You know what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, and I think you can honor who you were, and you could still also leave that situation. So it could still hold a space in your heart, a true space in your heart. But if you're reinventing yourself, there's some things that you got to give up. There's some things that you have to let go of. And so that's what I'm finding out as I'm reinventing myself, still reinventing myself right now.
I'm not becoming someone new. I'm becoming honest with myself.
Yeah. Like being more honest with yourself.
Like, this ain't right.
And sometimes, don't you know, like sometimes it be so uncomfortable because you still want to be in that area. You still want to be in that space. You still want to hold on to these things. But it is literally uncomfortable being there. Like literally, it's not working. And you find out like you be in that position, you be like, why am I here?
Yeah.
Don't even want to be here.
Though.
Yeah.
The thing is, why am I here again? Why am I still in this same predicament, same outcome, same... I gotta be honest with myself. This lifestyle was not working, you know? Like
and I think like what also shapes you and also shapes who you're becoming is going through hard times and having that confidence after you survive. Like knowing I did that. You know what I'm saying? Like because like you just said, how you used to just let yourself get down and you would be like, oh, I don't, woe is me. But now you like, I done made it through this before. Like, so now you walk with more confidence. You walk like a different person because it's like, been there, done that.
That literally was church today. Like, you got to go through it. Yeah. You're going to go through it. And it's going to make you more, what was it, content? Or what was the
content word? With, you know, when the problem arises, when the problem comes, you're going to be content. And you're going to be confident that you can make it through these hard situations. Like, you can't keep letting hard situations get you down because those hard situations, if you know that they'll shape you, then you would let them shape you and you would go through those hard times. And then you would come out with confidence and you would come
like
out.
I did that.
Yeah, you would come out feeling better.
I can handle that.
And now you could trust yourself to go through these hard times. And you can trust yourself to know, like, okay, I went through that, but I'm okay. And you can still remain in a place where you're open. Yeah. But you're also
unguarded.
No, you're not unguarded. So you're open. You're open to these new experiences, but you still guard yourself. You still guard your heart. Yeah. So, I think that in my reinvention, people think that I'm a hard person or they're intimidated or whatever. But I think that it's just when you make it through so many things, when you've overcome so many things, then that you can have a hard exterior. So I think that when I'm reinventing myself, I think that I will be like maybe more approachable. I think I'm approachable.
I think that you're approachable. I think that you are. I think when people say that, they're like, you are strong. Like, okay, so let me give one example real quick. So when we were at your friend's game night, and you were like, she knocked my bowl over. See, look at the camera. She knocked, and everybody was looking like she didn't knock your bowl over. And you was like, yes, she did. And everybody, the lady was like, and so I'm like, I think that part of you is where people be like, oh, she is tough.
Play.
Because everybody's telling you, didn't nobody knock your bowl over? You was like, look at the camera. We look at the camera, the bowl. I'm like, so I think that's the part. It's not that you're not approachable. It's that like, I can't explain that. But whatever I said.
I think for me, I'm passionate. Yeah. But I think that if I play a game, I'm gonna win. But I think that I am passionate, like, but I also think that I don't ask nobody for nothing, so then I could give off the impression like she don't need nobody.
I think all of those have to roll together. For the like, because nobody can say that they cannot come up to you and talk. That's not.
Because that's crazy. Because I'm a nice girl.
I don't think that's what they're saying. I think it's more. It's all of those things intertwined that make it seem like, oh yeah, she ain't to be messed with, and she might punch me out. You know, like she gonna laugh when she punching me. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's all those things intertwined, not just like, oh, you're not approachable. You're very approachable. You're easy to talk to, but I don't know.
I think like this next season of my life is just owning the woman that I'm becoming.
Yeah.
And embracing it. And don't be sorry about it. Take the growing pains, take the good with the bad, but embrace who I'm becoming. And I think that the more that we embrace who we're becoming, the easier it becomes to walk in your purpose.
Yeah,
you know, walk in what you're called to do.
It's a better version of yourself. You're still the same person. It's just a better version. And who doesn't want to get better?
And I think that the people that you don't owe people consistency who benefited from you being stagnant. You don't owe people that.
Yeah.
So those people that did not push you, like, you know, like you say, you have a friend who always be like, so what you gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, you don't owe consistency to those people who did not even push you when you were in silence, when you were stagnant, when they knew you should have been more, or you should have been doing more. Like, I want somebody that's gonna tell me like, hey, you know you better than that. You know you built for, you know what I'm saying? And so it's okay to change your standards. It's okay to level up the requirement it takes to be in my presence.
Definitely.
Like the requirements, what they said, the walkthrough prices just went up. The prices went up because
I ain't affordable.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not settling for all of that. I'm not settling for no okie doke. Like, I'm changing to everything has to make sense. Everything has to be purpose. Everything has to be aligned, and it has to be some reciprocity. And I have to know that what I'm going to give, you're going to give. And so I'm not going to continue to be this person that was timid. I'm going to be the person that walks in my purpose in my 30s
and continue becoming her is a process. It's not a destination. You can't just be like, oh, I grew and this is who I'm growing into. No, you got to keep growing, keep going and keep growing into a better person every day.
Yeah, because vision isn't just goals, it's alignment. So a lot of people write visions or write goals down, but they're not aligned with anything.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to get in alignment to be who you want to become. You can't just say, oh, I have a goal to be this. No, get in alignment. What are you doing to get you there?
Yeah.
What steps are you taking to transform into the woman that you want to become in your 30s?
Yep. So in closing, I feel like I'm not trying to chase the person that I want to be. I'm trying to become her.
Yeah, and becoming her is a process. It's not a destination.
No.
You don't arrive at her. No. You go through this process, and you daily, weekly, monthly, and you go through it.
Yeah.
And then you never fully get to this. It's not like you taking a flight to a trip.
No.
Like it's a process. It's gonna forever be a process. You're gonna go through life. Things are gonna happen.
Things change, so you gotta change with it. Move around, you know?
Yeah, and so it's kind of like I'm not chasing her. Yeah. I'm becoming her.
Yeah.
So I'm not chasing this life. I'm not chasing this vision that I've seen. I am becoming the woman I'm purposed to be. So if you're reinventing yourself right now, I want you to know that nothing about your growth is accidental. Nothing that you go through, nothing in life that you go through is accidental. And you're not losing yourself. You're finding out who you are. So if you find yourself in a position to where everything seems to be going wrong, look at it that everything is going right. Everything is falling into place and everything is going to work out for you. You don't owe anybody anything. Yeah. You're becoming the woman you're destined to be, and you will. If you keep on choosing yourself and you keep on moving forward and you keep on just following your heart. Growing pains are growing pains for a reason. Whatever you need to let go, grieve the loss now so that you can become who you're purposed to be.
So until next time, you guys, keep choosing you.
Yeah.
See you later.
See you next episode.
For anything.